Looking at this soap, I know you're thinking it's Kernel soap. Now let me bust your bubble. This is not Kernel soap. This is normal semi-hot processed brown soap. Now, if you want to learn how I make this soap, watch this video to the end. Now, without wasting much of your time, let's get down to business.
Welcome to the Naturally Gifty Vibe, trainer of thousands of smart entrepreneurs across the globe. From learning to create quality cleaning products, to building your brand, growing your business, and living your best DIY lifestyle. This is your calm corner for skills, beauty, health, and income. Welcome to the Naturally Gifty Vibe.
Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In this video today, I'll be teaching how to make brown soap. To make this, here are all the requirements. Now we'll start by measuring out our ingredients. Now, if you're new to soap making, it's important to note that measuring scale is very important, so please get your measuring scale. Now the first ingredient I have here is sodium hydroxide, also known as caustic soda, or you can also call it lye. So all you're going to do is to measure your 102 grams of caustic soda, and then we'll be dissolving it with 230 grams of water. Now when it comes to soap making, if you're measuring your oil in grams, your water measurement must also be in grams, so always make sure to take note of that. Now you're going to pour the caustic soda into the water, stir to dissolve, and also remember, always pour your caustic soda into water. Do not pour water into your caustic soda. Now, unlike our cold processed soap, which we usually prepare a lye solution and allow it to sit for some time before using it for production, in this case, immediately after dissolving your lye, go on with the production. Now remember what I said about measurement. Our oil is measured in grams, so also measure your water in grams using your scale. So immediately after preparing your lye solution, pour it into your oil, and you're going to stir it until you get to light trace. Now when you pour the lye solution into the oil, there'll be a chemical reaction called saponification, and when that happens, you're going to stir until you get to light trace, which I'm going to show you in this video, so please pay close attention. Now when you start to stir this, the oil and the water will start to combine, which is saponification. Now when you continue to mix it, you'll get to light trace, and at that point the color will slightly change. You will notice a brighter color, so please be very fast. It is very important that you mix this very fast. So if you have a stick blender, you can use your stick blender, or you can use a whisk. But if you're using a spatula, please be very fast with it. Now the purpose of making this soap while the lye solution is still very hot is so that the heat from the lye can fully cook this soap, and this way the soap will reach gel phase. And I think that is what this Kernel soap or brown soap is all about, a smooth gel soap. So that's it. Now once you mix it and you get to a light trace, you can go on and add your fragrance, which is optional. You can do without adding fragrance, but I mean, if you're making this for commercial purpose, there is need to add fragrance. So you add the fragrance and then go on and mix, and please remember, you need to be very fast with this. Now the next ingredient I have here is foam booster, and for the foam booster I'll be making use of cocoa betaine. Now adding foam booster is totally optional, but if you're making this for commercial purpose, there is need to add foam booster. Now being that we made this soap with just 3 ingredients, there is no additive here like foaming agents. It's just the caustic soda, so there is need to add something that can help to improve the foaming ability of your soap, which as a beginner I recommend you using cocoa betaine, because when you use cocoa betaine you don't experience any complication in your production. It's very easy to use, and it also makes your soap bath that smooth, and that makes your soap to come out very beautiful. So yeah, I recommend cocoa betaine as a beginner. Just use cocoa betaine to boost the foaming effect of your soap to avoid any complication. So that's it. Now the next thing I have here is color, which I made this with sugar syrup. Now just in case you're wondering how to make sugar syrup, I have the video here on my YouTube channel, and I'll be dropping the link on the description box. So if you want to learn how to make your sugar syrup, you can check the description box to learn how to make your sugar syrup. Now this is what will help to give us that brown color, and honestly this actually works really well. Now another advantage of using sugar syrup is that it makes the gel phase to happen faster, and also it improves the foaming effect. And another thing is that this color will make your soap to look very vibrant. So yeah, now immediately after mixing, just transfer it into your soap mold. Now remember, we're making semi-hot processed soap, and it's important to add all the necessary ingredients and mix properly before the soap start getting cold. So immediately transfer it into a soap mold, and then you're going to cover it properly. Pay attention to the video. Now when making this semi-hot processed soap, in most cases what people do is, after pouring the hot lye solution into the oil, they stir until the oil and lye start to saponify. Then they will cover the soap batter and allow it to cook to speed up the complete saponification before molding. Now in this case, I allowed the soap to react, which is to say that I allowed the soap to get to light trace. But the thing here is that the lye or the soap butter is still very much hot. Now another way to get the soap to gel is to make sure you cover it properly. Make sure you cover properly. As you can see, I had to even seal it. Now this is to make sure that the soap is covered properly, and that way the heat can properly react for this soap to fully gel. So that's it. Now after that, you're going to leave it for at least 12 to 24 hours, and then you can go on and unmold your soap. Now remember, I wrapped this soap up and I allowed it to sit for like 10 hours. Now this is to make sure that the soap cooled completely before unwrapping it, or you can just allow it to sit like that for 24 hours and then you can go on and unmold it. Remember, it's important to allow the soap to fully solidify before you unmold, so please do not rush it and don't go checking if it is gelling or not. You just have to wrap it and leave it there. Just give it 24 hours, and after 24 hours it can go on and unmold. Now take a look at this. Now judging from the top, you might be thinking it's looking somehow, but pay attention to details. Now usually when you cover your soap, you're going to see something like that, and I don't know if that is coming from the heat, but somehow it always looks like that when you allow or cover your soap to heat up or gel. It's definitely going to look like that at the top, unless you cook it. So now this is when you unmold. You can see how the soap turned out. Just pay attention to how beautiful the color turned out, and that is one thing with using sugar syrup. It's going to give you this vibrant brown color, and yeah, you're going to love it. Now take a look at this. Isn't this beautiful? So can you see how beautiful it turned out? Can you see how it's looking like a hot processed soap? So that's it. It's actually very easy. You don't need to do much in this. Just follow this process and you're going to get it right. Now I tried to cut out a little bit of this soap just to show you the texture of this soap. And yes, by the way, you need to scrape off the top in order to make sure you get a very beautiful finishing. So that's it. Now this is me cutting out a little bit of the soap, and just take a look at the texture. Can you see how glossy, how beautiful, and you can see how it's looking, this is how it's supposed to be, and it's also looking transparent. This is more like making a hot processed soap or making a transparent soap. So even though it's not all that transparent, at least we have that gel phase, which is exactly what you need here, and that's exactly how that brown soap or Kernel soap usually comes out. It comes out really jelly and beautiful. So that's it. Now this is after cutting the soap. You can see how beautiful it turned out. Like, camera is actually not doing justice to this soap. Like, it turned out really beautiful, and one is going to think that this is Kernel soap, And yes, this is usually how we see Kernel soap or brown soap in the market. So of course you can market this as brown soap, and trust me when I tell you that you'll make sales with this. So if you're new to soap making and you're looking for an idea, I think you should go for this. It's very easy to make and it usually comes out very beautiful. And I'll also advise that you get a very good soap mold, especially those ones that comes with lid, which is cover. So you can get such soap mold so that once you pour your soap butter into the mold, you can easily cover it without going to the stress of trying to seal it. So that's it. And another advantage about making hot process soap or semi-hot process is that the soap cures faster. This simply means that you don't have to wait for a long time before you start marketing. If you make this semi-hot process soap, you can start marketing after like 5 days or 1 week. Unlike cold processed soap that you literally have to wait for a minimum of 2 weeks or maximum of 1 month before marketing. So friend, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're just joining for the first time, my name is Gifty and I'm super excited to have you here. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to watch my next video. And at the end of this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments down below. And don't also forget to share this video with your friends. And now to my beautiful, wonderful and amazing gift team, thank you for always being here. God bless you. So friend, I'll see you on my next video. But before then, stay blessed and keep loving one another. Bye.